Hello students, as we people are discussing about transportation, the circulatory system. So today we are going to read our next topic, that is the blood vessels and the circulation system. Here till 16th century, till 16th century, we did not know anything about blood vessels. We don't know what is blood vessel, what is the structure of the blood vessels, what is the function of the blood vessels. But later, in the year 1574, an Italian scientist came, Girolamo Fabrici. Girolamo Fabrici, he was an Italian scientist who came and has explained us about veins. Where? In the legs. He has explained us about veins in the legs. How? As we know that as we people know, I am not saying about the scientist, as we know that aorta helps the blood to move away from the heart in a unidirection. When the blood coming from the heart goes from up to down, again from the down the blood has to come back again back to the heart. The function of the vein is to bring blood from the bottom of your feet to again back to the heart. Here the same function was done by the legs. When he noticed that when the blood is moving, when the blood always moves in unidirectional way, that means one way only. The veins brings the blood from feet to up. What did he do? How he has identified? When he was sitting or anyone is sitting folding his legs, then due to the insufficient supply of oxygen to the tissues and the cells, due to the insufficient supply of the oxygen, we feel some pain, we feel some sensitivity in the legs also. Then again we stand straight, again the flow of the blood when the blood starts to flow, then the circulation becomes normal. Then when he was studying about the veins in the legs, one thing he skipped over there, what it was, that heart through aorta, the blood is supplied to the body. He skipped this part. He has only studied about the veins which are present in the leg and which helps the blood to move again back to the heart. And when the blood again goes back to the heart, the valve closes. How? When the pressure is applied, the valves, the mouth of the valves pushes towards the walls and the wall stretches and the walls opens of the blood vessels, and the blood can easily, slowly can move back to the heart, and again the valve closes. In this way the blood is going up. When the valve is closed, the blood cannot move back again. This rule is away the gravity. We know that earth is a very big magnet. It attracts everything towards itself. Suppose there was a scientist, Adams. You have heard the name Adams apple. You know that when Adam was sitting down of the apple tree, he noticed that when an apple has fallen, then it has just fallen on the ground. Then he thought that why it has fallen to the ground and why it has not moved upward. Then he has discovered about gravity and gravitational force. So we know that earth is a big magnet and it has a very big gravitational force. But then also blood, it does not take the blood its side. Then also the blood moves away from the gravity. The blood moves in the backward direction back to the heart. And when it moves back to the heart, the valve again closes and the blood will not move back. Later, after the death of the Girolamo Fabrici, his student came. He was another scientist named William Harvey. And another scientist came who was a British doctor and a student of Fabrici. He came in his guidance and he started to do further experiments, researches in his in his studies. Further, what did he do? He just used to dissect. Dissect means he used to do the dissections of the dead bodies of human beings, dead bodies of animals. William Harvey. He used to do the dissection. Dissection means cutting any animals to see its internal organs. We can say operations also, dissections of what? Dead bodies. Dead bodies. He used to do dissection of the dead bodies to see further organs. Then he also noted the veins. He has also seen the veins. He has done study on the veins. What did he do? He has took a leg of an animal, a live animal. He took a leg and he has tied this part, any part, with the help of a string very tightly. He tied the part of the leg with the help of a thread very tightly so that the blood cannot move neither upward nor downward. Neither blood will go from the heart or it will come back to the heart. Then this part was away from the heart and this part, the upper part, was just nearest to the heart. What did he not notice? When the supply of the blood was cut over here, this area started to bulge out. It started to bulge out, means it has just swollen. And the area above from the thread also started to bulge out. Then he was knowing about the veins, but he was not knowing about the other part which is bringing the blood from the heart. That is the arteries. Then what he did? Then he noticed when he opened, again the flow of blood became normal. These parts became normal. But again he tired. Then he has noticed that the flow of blood from heart to the toe, the blood is flowing from heart to the toe by the help of a blood vessels. It was named arteries. It was named arteries. And the blood, or we can say only artery, and the blood which is coming from heart to the body part, the toe, that was the artery, and which is bringing blood from toe to the heart back, with that was the vein, and he named it vein. That is the function. Artery means which is making blood away, carrying blood away from heart. And veins is carrying blood back to the heart. Blood back to the heart. Then the discovery of this artery was done by William Harvey. Clear? That William Harvey has explained us about artery and veins. Arteries and veins. Later, what happened? Again, another scientist came. Double circulation. Double circulation we will read now. In double circulation, the blood from the heart flows through various steps, goes to the body part where it supplies the oxygen and it carries the deoxygenated blood and again come back to the heart. 2 times these circulations takes place. So in the double circulation, right ventricle, the blood from the right ventricle veins from the pulmonary veins from the pulmonary to the left artery, from the left artery to the left ventricles, from the ventricles to the different body parts, from the body parts to veins. There are two main veins in our body which supplies the blood from heart to the different part of the body is the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava. Superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. The function of superior and inferior vena cava I have discussed many times. The function of superior vena cava is to bring the deoxygenated blood from the part which is above the heart region, and the function of the inferior vena cava is to bring the blood from the body part which is below the heart. From the veins again back to the right artery, and from right artery again to the right ventricles. This is double circulation. Double circulation, the blood from the right ventricles through the pulmonary artery carries the oxygenated blood, brings the oxygenated from the here the oxygenated blood from the lungs to the pulmonary veins is brought into the left artery, and from the left artery through the left ventricle the blood is supplied to the biggest artery which is aorta. From the aorta to the different body parts, to the veins, and in the veins we have two type of vein, the main vein, the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava, which brings the deoxygenated blood from the different parts of the body, and from veins to the right artery, and from right artery again to the right ventricle. In this way the circulation goes on and rotates randomly. This is called double circulation. It is non-stop. If it stops, that means the person is died. It has no life in its body. This is called double circulation. After the double circulation, till now it was not clear about the fine structure which is the connecting link between the arteries and the veins. Later in the year 1661, Markel Malpighi was another scientist. 1661, Marcel Malpighi was another scientist who came and who has done experiments on the wings of bats, and he has studied about the epithelial cells which is present in the wings of the bird. But that time, in the year 1650, lens was discovered. And it was known that the fine structure which is present between the arteries and the veins is the capillaries, is the blood capillaries. This was another blood vessel discovered. So we got here 3 blood vessels. In the last video I have explained about arteries, veins and capillaries. The blood vessels were artery, veins and capillaries. Already I discussed about this. Arteries carries oxygenated blood. It carries oxygenated blood from the heart to the different parts of the body. Veins carries deoxygenated blood from the tissues, from the from the different parts of the body back to the heart, and capillaries carries both. In the arteries, lumen is small, but in the veins, lumen is big, and in the capillaries, no lumen is present. These all I have given you the differences, and I have explained you nicely in the last video. Please follow it. Now, we will read about. Now, we will read about cardiac cycle. Now we will read about cardiac cycle. We know that one relaxation and one contraction, of the auricles and ventricles of a heart is called one cardiac cycle. That means one relaxation and one contraction of the auricles and ventricles of the heart is called one cardiac cycle. Here, let me explain you something. Suppose how many chambers we have in the heart? 4. This is a rough diagram. How many chambers we have? Right auricle, right ventricle, left auricle, left ventricle. These are the 4 chambers in the heart. All the part does not relax or contract at a particular time. If this happens, suppose each and every part of the heart, all the 4 chambers will stop at a time, then a human being will die. As our heartbeat starts from the 21st day of embryonic stage or embryonic development, we can say. That means before our birth, and it stops when we are dead. Stops at death only. Starts from the 21st day of our embryonic development. Means after the fertilization of the eggs and sperm, that means after the fertilization in the mother womb only, the heartbeat of a baby, of a fetus, develops on the 21st day. Okay. So one contraction and one relaxation, one of the heart, one contraction and relaxation of ventricles and auricles of the heart is called cardiac cycle. And cardiac cycle, that means the heartbeat starts from the very beginning, that is the 21st day of the embryonic development. These are the stages in the cleavage. These are the stages in the embryonic development. Means for the stages, we have many stages we have in the embryonic development, like cleavage, blastula, glastula. These are the further stages as the development begins. Of a fetus to become a complete baby in the 9 month, we have many stages. So it starts from the 21st day and stops at the time of delivery. So we have 4 chambers in the heart, 2 auricles and 2 ventricles. The right part carries deoxygenated blood, and the left one carries the oxygenated blood. In the right side, we have tricuspid valve, but in the left side we have only bicuspid valve. Bicuspid valve. And this is the septum or the septa, which differentiate between the right and the left part of the heart. What happens? What happens here? All the chambers are filled with the blood. The superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava brings the deoxygenated blood from the different parts of the body. Superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. Superior vena cava. Suppose this is the fourth chamber of the heart. I already discussed that the right side is the deoxygenated part where the blood is there, but in which there is deficiency of oxygen. But in the left side, the blood in the oxygen is already present. Superior vena cava and inferior vena cava brings blood from different parts of the body where in the right artery. Here the pulmonary veins brings oxygenated blood from lungs to left atrium. Superior vena cava and inferior vena cava brings deoxygenated blood. Which type of blood it brings? Deoxygenated blood from the different parts of the body. Deoxygenated blood from different parts of the body, from different parts of body to right atrium and pulmonary veins. Brings, these are the points which you people note down in your notebook. Brings oxygenated blood from lungs to left atrium. Okay. By this we understood that all the chambers are filled with the blood, but not at a time. Suppose this is your heart. The right part and the left part already I mentioned over here. I am explaining the cardiac cycle. Suppose when the bloods are filled in right atrium of the right atrial and left atrium, then this blood has to go into the right ventricle and the left ventricle because it is empty. So here contraction starts. It will start to contract. When it will start to contract, then this part, the ventricles part will be at rest. When it will contract, then the valve which is present here, the valve which is present, bicuspid valve and tricuspid valve which will open. When it will open, the blood will pass and it will go into the ventricles. Now when the blood will go into the ventricles, again it will come in the normal position. Now it will contract. Now this part will contract, the ventricles part. When this part will contract, now from here the blood will go into the aorta and from the aorta to the different body parts. As I already said that superior vena cava and inferior vena cava brings deoxygenated blood to the right atrium, and pulmonary veins brings oxygenated blood from the lungs to the left ventricle. Now these to the left atrium. Now atrium is filled with the blood and ventricles are empty. Here now this atrium will contract and the ventricles will relax as it contracts, already we have valve over here, tricuspid valve and bicuspid valve. The valve opens and the blood from atrium goes to the ventricle. As the blood goes in the ventricle, again these atrium will relax and these ventricles will contract. Where these articles will relax and the ventricles will contract. Here we have only one way flow of blood. The blood which goes from the auricle to the ventricle will not come back again to the auricles. Now it has to move from this part to the different parts. So here the cuspid, the tricuspid and bicuspid valve, when it closes, it produces a sharp sound, that is love. Love is the first heart sound. And now the blood from the left ventricle will go into the aorta and the blood from the right ventricle will go into the pulmonary artery. Now when the blood will go and again the blood will come back into the arteries, then these auricles will again contract and the ventricles will be at rest. When the ventricles will contract, then auricles will be at rest. In this way, the contraction and relaxation of the heart always takes place, and this is called cardiac. Now the blood when from the ventricles will go to the pulmonary artery, when the blood from the left ventricle will go to the aorta and blood from the left and blood from the right ventricle will go to the pulmonary artery. To stop the again the blood cannot flow back to the arteries. To stop this thing, we have a valve which is known as semilunar valve. Semilunar valve in the aorta and the pulmonary artery. To stop the reverse flow of the blood back to the ventricles, then again this semilunar valve will again close and it will produce again a very sharp sound, that is called dub. These are the two heart sounds which we can hear when we put the stethoscope on our chest region. So this is called cardiac cycle. Cardiac cycle means one relaxation of the auricle and one relaxation and one contraction of auricle and ventricle of the heart is called cardiac cycle. In this way, the cardiac cycle goes on, moves on. Here we got three blood vessels: arteries, veins and capillaries. Today we discussed about the blood vessels, double circulation, cardiac cycle. For today this much only. Thank you and make notes properly.